What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. Wow, we've got some serious action happening in the top 10. I mean, this is what we've all been waiting for. I'd imagine most of you already hold positions on some of these top 10 coins. So Ripple right now is having its time to shine. Litecoin is still having its time to shine. So between these two right here, there's been some amazing price action. Those of you who are trying to figure out what's causing Ripple to go up, here's a couple line items to consider about what has led to this Ripple explosion, right? So if you just take a look here, Japan, South Korea, blockchain payments enter trials Friday. Banks hope Ripple Tech slashes cost 30%, allows same-day funds transfer. So banks in Japan, South Korea begin test Friday of blockchain technology from U.S. developer Ripple, aiming to achieve same-day international funds transfer while cutting costs by nearly 30%. So this is part of what's driving the Ripple price. Even if you look at banking bonus revives Ripple, those holding XRP may have been getting that sinking feeling. The crypto mania has left them behind. Many people have been bored with Ripple, but you have to remember the reason you took the position with Ripple is because you knew at some point stuff like this, that the news from the Nikkei Asian Review was going to come out, and more banks were going to continue to work with Ripple. Now, if we just look at where the money's coming from, let's take a look at where the money's coming from. It's coming from Korea. 33% of the volume is coming in from Korea, so that says enough there. I would have to say that right now it's really hard to project the top 10 and where things are going to stack up. So what I'm doing is, this is just what I'm doing, and you guys can do whatever you want. I'm taking profit on my Litecoin and Ripple at these prices. Ripple just crossed 50 cents. I'm going to take profit on that. I have not already, but I'm looking to take profit on Ripple unless it starts pulling back quite a bit. But it's likely that it will revisit that 50 cent mark. Let's just take a look here. If we just zoom in on the 24 hour, it hit 51 cents here about 2 hours ago. I had to take a look at things. That's why I'm making this video, because I've been in thought about how I'd like to play this, and so right now I'm forking it all. I'm gonna fork most of my positions. I forked about 80% of my Litecoin into Bitcoin about 2 hours ago, and I forked about I'm looking to fork about 20 or 75% of my Ripple into Bitcoin. So I'm taking profits and I'm putting it into Bitcoin. Now, just because I'm doing this doesn't mean you have to, and this isn't financial advice, and you guys know the routine. You need to do your own research to conclude if that's going to be correct for your portfolio. Like I said, I'm not selling everything, but I am forking it into Bitcoin because ultimately I'm looking to grow my Bitcoin. That's why I invest in altcoins. So Shosh wanted me to point this out to you, and he's got a fairly good point here. When you buy an altcoin, you're basically betting against Bitcoin. So what that means is that when you take Bitcoin and you put it into an altcoin, you're hoping that that altcoin the multiples with that particular cryptocurrency exceed the multiples that you would have saw with Bitcoin. For example, if you bought Bitcoin at $10,000, let's say that was the first time you ever got into Bitcoin, and you bought a full Bitcoin at $10,000, which maybe some of you have not done that, but I'm putting this into perspective. And then you took that full Bitcoin and you forked it into, let's say, IOTA at 88 cents. You would have seen just over 4 times multiples, whereas you would not have seen, you haven't even seen the 2 times multiples with Bitcoin. So that would have paid off your IOTA investment if you sold your IOTA and you forked it back into Bitcoin. So you would have made 4 times, and that would have been a better investment, right? So that's the point that I'm making. So when you're investing in an altcoin, that means that you're looking to see a higher return. You believe there's going to be a higher return with that altcoin. So if you invest in Cardano and let's say Bitcoin goes up to, what is that, $32,000. Okay, so what's going to happen first? Is Cardano going to get to 24 cents, almost 25 cents, right? Before Bitcoin gets to $32,000. That's where you need to be thinking. So where else can you get 2 times gains? Where are you going to get 2 times gains faster than you would with Bitcoin? So some of you would say, well, I'll just go down the list a little bit and I'll take a look at some of these cryptocurrencies that have potential to get 2 times gains faster than Bitcoin getting to $32,000. And based on what I'm seeing, as of right now, there's nothing really to lead me to believe that the altcoins, that any of these altcoins can guaranteed outpace Bitcoin to $32,000. I don't see it yet. Does that mean it couldn't happen? I don't know. Now, if we're just talking about Ripple in general, so just Ripple, where can Ripple go from here? And that's the question that we need to discover when we're looking to take profit on Ripple. So if you've been holding Ripple for a long time, it's very, many of you, more than likely, have accumulated Ripple at this 25 cent range. It's 25, 24, probably a lot more at 22 cents, a lot more of you at 22 cents, and even more of you at the 20-cent range where Ripple was just buried. I mean, it was just there for a long time. It was just like Ripple he kept visiting that 20-cent range. And a lot of people were buying Ripple at this price. I mean, it would have been great to buy Ripple at 16 cents, sure. But at the end of the day, Ripple has also done this before. So this is not the first and only Ripple surge. This is an all-time high for Ripple, but back in May, Ripple hit about 36 cents, 37 cents, thereabouts. So just look what happened. It peeled back off that, and we don't know if this Ripple growth is sustainable. But in a perfect situation, what ends up happening, and I'll explain it the best way that I can. So let's say Ripple revisits 50 cents. Let's say you notice that Ripple's gone over 50 and you're like, okay, I want to take profit on my Ripple. So Ripple's sitting at 52 cents. Okay, so Ripple at 52 cents, Bitcoin at 16,969, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to sell your Ripple at 52 cents, and in an ideal situation, once Bitcoin's below 17,000, right? At this price. Then once you sell it, over the next 7 days, Bitcoin price goes up and Ripple price either stays the same or pulls backwards, because then what ends up happening is you can take that Bitcoin that you grew and get more purchasing power into Ripple. So let's say Ripple goes back down to, I don't know, maybe in a wild world we'll say 30 cents. It could go back to 22 cents, but we don't know where the resistance is, but we'll say 30 cents. So Bitcoin, you got your Bitcoin. I don't know how many you had. Let's say you had 0.2 Bitcoin. 0.2 Bitcoin right now is like, I don't know, somewhere around $3,500 thereabouts. I don't have a calculator. So you would take your $3,500 in Bitcoin and buy $3,500 now, or, well, I guess you could say, let me rephrase that. It would depend on what the price of Bitcoin is. So if Bitcoin in 1 week goes to $20,000 and Ripple pulls back to 30 cents, okay? So you've strengthened your position in Ripple if you would like, so you could sell that Bitcoin that you've matured and grown and fork it back into Ripple and get more Ripple than you had before. That would be an ideal situation. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do with Litecoin, right? So I sold my Litecoin at around this price. I put it into Bitcoin. And if the strength of Bitcoin goes up and this Litecoin price recedes, then I will buy back into Litecoin. If it does not, I will just hold firm and keep my position in good old steady rising Bitcoin. It's kind of complicated what I'm trying to explain, but it's really not that complicated. So I'm doing my best to explain to you how you can increase your buying power and grow your profits and grow your wealth and grow your portfolio as we're going up. So you're basically centralizing around Bitcoin. Now the things that I'm going to say about that, make sure you're paying attention to the Satoshis. Make sure on the exchange they're not calculating USDT, because USDT does not mature as good as US dollar. So if you're choosing to sell your Ripple into US dollars, make sure it's USD, not USDT. More often than not, you'd probably prefer that on the exchanges so you get a better return and maintain your profits. So yeah, with Ripple, if it goes back over 50 cents, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell not all of it. I'm going to sell 25. I'm going to sell 75% of it. Obviously, there's a lot of numbers going through my head, and it is kind of late at night. But I'm just showing you what I'm waiting for. And I'm actually up right now because I'm waiting for Electroneum's relaunch. So I'm going to see if I can make it to the Electroneum relaunch. But while I'm waiting, I'm keeping an eye on this Ripple here to see if it can go over 50 cents so I can fork it into Bitcoin under $17,000. Even if it's just over $17,000, I'll still fork my Ripple profits into Bitcoin. And sure, Ripple could go all the way to a dollar, but I'll still be happy because I took my profits and I forked it into good old trusty Bitcoin. And you know, I'll just hold it there. I don't have any reason to get into another altcoin right now, because between these coins right here, these top 6 or 7, I would say Dash is probably in there. These are probably the strongest coins to be looking at right now. But that could change with the flick of a switch. And you've seen some extreme price action with these cryptocurrencies here. Look at 30% with Qtum in the last 24 hours. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with the Electroneum price. Some are saying it's going to go sky high once that relaunch happens, and some are saying, oh, it's going to be a sell-off. So we'll see. But you know, these altcoins are too unpredictable. They're too unpredictable right now for me to say one way or another. And I don't have any reason to be bullish on any of these altcoins at this particular moment. But I do have reason to pay attention to these top 7 cryptocurrencies right now. Once I start to see some of this money pouring out of the top 7 and into these altcoins, that's when the positions that I've already taken out that I'm sitting on right now, the ones that I've been sitting on for months, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the money to pull out of these and into the alts. Because then, when I start taking profit on alts, what am I going to do? Buy more of this. Because the goal is to keep building your Bitcoin. Like, someone commented on one of my videos and they said, so basically what you're saying is try to get 1 Bitcoin. And I'm going to say it again. Yes, try to get 1 Bitcoin. Everyone should try to at least accumulate 1 full Bitcoin. And you can use these altcoins to accumulate 1 full Bitcoin. Every time Ripple or Litecoin goes up and you had one of those positions, or IOTA goes up or Dash goes up and you have that position, you can fork it into Bitcoin. Because at the end of the day, or at the end of it all, Bitcoin's the store of value. It's like unless for whatever reason someone comes along and dethrones Bitcoin, which is completely within the realm of possibilities, but it's not likely, but it could happen, then Bitcoin is the old trusty cryptocurrency to hold, which I believe is here to stay. Now, there is some rumors that Bitcoin Cash could end up coming into the equation. Also, Ethereum. I would say this. Try to hold 1 Bitcoin, at least 2 Ethereum, at least 1 Bitcoin Cash. I would say 4,000 Ripple would be nice. 2 or 3 Litecoin. That's kind of where you want to be, because these are the ones that will win out in the end. As far as IOTA, you know, IOTA, ooh, man. I would say I don't really have a number for you on that. I would also try to get 1 full Dash. I would also try to get 1 full Bitcoin Gold. So between those are the ones that I'm saying at least try to hold those positions. So 1, and if you can't get 1 here, try and get 1 here. If you can't get 1 here or 1 here, try and get 2 here. Try and get 2 here, Ethereums. Try to get at least 1,000 Ripple, okay? I'll say that. Let's say 1,000 Ripple. Because we don't know where this Ripple thing can go. We don't know if it can, We don't know if it could have a $100 billion market cap or a Bitcoin market cap like it has now while Bitcoin's sitting at $1 trillion. We don't know. Litecoin, I definitely think it would be good to have 2 Litecoin for the long haul. But if you can get 3, go for it. Dash, yeah, you want to get 1 Dash. Dash, I mean, when I was talking about Dash the other day, when I was looking at Dash, you know, we were talking about getting it around this price, 675. Yeah, that was the time we were trying to get into Dash. If you've been watching these videos, so you know, it's just late night, taking a look at Ripple and the dynamics of the market. But as far as Cardano goes, I would say you probably should slide up in some Cardano positions. You should probably definitely slide up in some Cardano positions. I mean, I don't know how much money you guys are working with, and I would say try to get into some Cardano. I did do a video about Verge earlier, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on Verge. I realistically think Verge can get to 3 cents. I think 3 cents is very possible for Verge, which would be a 3 times gains from this price here. So, you know, I'm big on Verge at that price. It's kind of like Ripple in a way. It's like a cheaper alternative to Ripple with privacy. So, minus the RippleNet. And if you don't know what RippleNet is, you can go on their website and check it out. But one thing I am noticing as time goes by, Bitcoin dominance is definitely decreasing. But it's not spreading out into many of the altcoins outside of the top 10. Sure, we're seeing a lot of green, but most of that Bitcoin dominance is transferring to Ripple and Litecoin and IOTA. The thing to keep in mind about holding Ripple, if and when Ripple goes on to Coinbase. So if and when it goes on to Coinbase, man, Ripple will surge so high. That's why it's really important to hold. That's why I'm holding at least 25% of my Ripple position. So I'm going to take profit on 75% of it, realizing that if and when it gets listed on Coinbase, it's just going to surge through the roof. But I'm also taking profit on the way up. So these are just some of the things that I'm doing. Like I said, I already sold the majority of my Litecoin. I held on to 3 of them, 3 Litecoins, which is still, I mean, when I bought my 15 Litecoin, I bought them at like $50 each. So, you know, I still hold my investment and I keep my Litecoin, but I got my money out and forked it into Bitcoin. So that was a win for me. That's the kind of stuff we're looking to do. That's the kind of stuff we're looking to do. So, yeah, like I said, Verge. I think we can get some gains out of that. But this isn't financial advice. You know, you got to do your own research and see if that's a good fit. But that's the way it is. You can't just follow everyone without doing research, guys. So let's see what happens with the Electroneum. I'll take some profit on Electroneum too. I'm not scared to take profit on Electroneum at around these prices. It keeps going up like this, I'll take some profit on Electroneum for sure. And where do you think I'll put it? Bitcoin. Even with Bitcoin dominance decreasing, actually with Bitcoin price going down and taking profit on something surging, that's a buying opportunity for Bitcoin actually, to get into Bitcoin. So that's kind of another way to look at it. Anyways, guys, this is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. If you're new here, you can subscribe to this channel. If you are already subscribed, you can hit the bell and you can get notified when we drop a video like this. So we'll see you guys next time.